Jard is sponsored by 5thegamer, so for all of your headset needs, go to 5thegamer.com and use discount code JARD20 at checkout to receive 10% off your next order. Jard is also partnered with Xtiffy, so for all of your GTA resources, go check out xtiffy.com, that's xtiffi.com. We do have our own website complete with a full episode catalog, merch, and more information about each of our cast members, so you can find that at jardpodcast.com. We are also on Patreon, so to become a patron, go to patreon.com/jardpodcast.
I was ready then.
I was too.
I'm in, Dougie's in, Amber's in.
Yes.
We're good.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, what, were you not ready this time?
As if. I'm always ready.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I am. That's why I'm the one that counts it down.
Not really a countdown, is it?
You guys you should know by now that you need to be on your feet. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jard.
Not a bit of a of entrance as last week.
Hi.
Oh, God.
Wow, okay, maybe I retract my last time, and maybe it is a up entrance like last week.
No,
You're already giving him work to do in editing.
I just I've been thinking about this episode all day because
why?
My day is just I refrained from like telling you guys a lot in the group chat because I wanted to save it for this episode, but it's like the longer my day went on, the more happened, and I'm like, oh my god, this like opening monologue is gonna be like half an hour.
I mean, I'm happy scrapping my notes, and we just talk about your day. I'm good with that.
No, I just want you guys to listen to the
not gonna happen, Ryan.
that happened to me today.
Okay.
So.
Well, what was your today?
Okay, so tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Okay, so I ordered a large haul from Savage Fenty, which is Rihanna's lingerie website.
Right.
Like a very large haul. Supposed to be for tomorrow. And I got an email this morning that one of my shipments, they shipped it in 2 different shipments. So like, yeah, anyway. I got an email that one was delivered today. And I'm like, well, that was this morning. I'm like, I haven't seen it. Because, like, we have the doorbell cam. I'm like, no one's been to the front door today. And I checked the email, and it's like, oh, delivered to your old address. And I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, if they delivered it to my old house, like, why? That's kind of weird that they would leave it at a house that's obviously empty. Like, no one has lived in that house since we were there. And that's been, like, almost a year. So, I'm like, whatever. So I call my mom, and I'm like, hey, FedEx dropped my package off at the old house. Can you go pick it up? Because she's only like a few doors down. My mom is like out of commission sick. This is my first time hearing of it. She's got like this killer sinus infection. She's like, I literally cannot get off the couch.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm like, I would have to come out there and pick it up from you anyway, so I'll just go out there myself and get it, and then while I'm out there, I'll bring you some meds and, whatever, feel better stuff. So I get to the old house. Mind you, this is like a 30-minute drive from where we currently live. We were like in the country at the old house. So I go all the way out there, get to the house. It's not on the porch, not on the side porch. Sometimes when we lived there, they would like open the front door or the storm door on the front and like tuck our stuff in between the storm door and the actual door so that it wasn't like exposed. Right. It wasn't there. Checked the mailbox, it wasn't there, and I'm like, this is so weird. Like, why is this? Where is it? So my first instinct was to go to our neighbor's house, our closest neighbor, because when we lived there, he got a lot of our packages and vice versa. Like, FedEx was constantly f***ing up. So I went to his house, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you remember me. I used to live next door. I got a package today. Says it was delivered. It's not at the house. I'm just trying to see if maybe it came here. He's like, no, I haven't seen anything. And, like, he checked his front porch for me. And he's like, yeah, it's not here. He's like, but give me your number, and if it shows up or if I see the driver over there, I'll let you know. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I gave him my number, and I looked in his mailbox. He told me I could check his mailbox if I wanted to. Not there. I'm like, okay, this is getting curiouser and curiouser. Where is my package? Yeah. So then I went to the neighbor on the other side of the old house, which I've never interacted with her at all before. I'd never even met her. But I went over there, and I told her what happened. She's like, no, I haven't seen your package. You can check my mailbox if you want to, and make sure to check my side porch on your way out, because they might have left it there. Yeah, package not at her house whatsoever. So then, like last-ditch effort, I go to the guy across the street, who, he's lived there as long as we lived at the old house. He's a very elusive character. Like, his house is, like, off the road a little bit, like, behind a lot of shrubbery. Like, the only time we ever saw this guy was when he was coming and going on beer runs numerous times a day. Every single day.
Right.
Is that the Natty Light dude?
Yes, it is the Natty Light guy. This guy there was like a gas station like a mile away from our house. He would make numerous trips to that gas station a day for 12 packs of natural light beer.
Wow.
That's like the only time we ever saw this guy. But anyway, his car was there, so I know he was home, but he did not come to the door. I'm like, great, this dude is passed out drunk. So I guess I'm not going to see him today. But I didn't see my package anywhere on his porch, so I'm like, what do I do? Like, where is my package? I mean, this is like, I ordered $300 worth of stuff from this website. I do want to clarify for the listeners, I am not a total money-blowing idiot. I got it for $50. Because on the website, there's like a monthly membership fee that goes towards credits on the website, and I had a lot of credits saved up. So I got $300 worth for $50.
Right.
Cool.
That's better. That's better.
Yeah. So yeah. So at that point, I like get on the phone trying to call FedEx, but weird thing about FedEx, and I think pretty much any other shipping place, they, for whatever reason, do not make the local office phone numbers very easy to find.
No, they do not. At
all.
No, like, they do not. And I can attest to this because the FedEx guys around here are idiots.
Yeah, well, I, like, tried to find the number to our local FedEx, and it just kept giving me this 800 number. Like, I had no option but to call the 800 number, even though there was one right down the road from us. I'm like, oh, my God. So I take my mom her stuff, and I drop it off, and then I drive back into town to the FedEx I'm most familiar with by the airport. And I get there, and the girl, she asked for my tracking number, so I give it to her, and she's like, oh, you're at the wrong FedEx. You'll have to go to this one. And she gives me the address. It's only like 5 miles away. I'm like, okay, no biggie. It's not that far. No problem. So I go to the next FedEx, and this place is locked down tighter than f***ing Fort Knox. Like, I'm talking like high, like chain link fences, barbed wire, key panels for keying in like passcodes and card swipes and all this stuff. And I'm like, first of all, I don't even know how to like get into this place. So at first I tried to, there was like a door in the chain link fence, and I tried to pull that and it was locked. And then there's like this metal revolving security door that like it revolves if it's unlocked, but if it's locked it doesn't move. And so I saw that there was a little box on the fence, and it's like pretty much the equivalent of a Ring doorbell cam. Like there's a little camera, it's like a speaker box. So I rang the button, and the girl's like, oh, how can I help you? I'm like, I'm looking for a package that says it was delivered, and it's not been delivered. I can't find it. And she's like, okay, what's the tracking number? Give her the tracking number. She's like, okay, well, just give me a few minutes and I'll be right out. I'm like, okay. And just to set the tone here, to let the boys know what it was like here in Fayetteville today, it was 39 degrees midday, which for you Celsius boys, that's 4 degrees. 4 degrees. Windy, rainy. Yeah, pretty much just a total
UK weather. Sounds like UK weather just constantly, so I'm right there with you.
It was terrible. It was awful. And so I'm like waiting outside in this weather, outside FedEx, for her to let me in. Yeah. They make me wait out there at least 20 minutes. And like the only sort of shelter I had was above the revolving metal door. There was like an overhead covering of maybe like a foot wide. That was it. That was all I had to take shelter from the weather. And on top of that, I was wearing flats.
Oh,
no. Because, I mean, when I left the house, it was like, I gotta hurry up and get to my old house in case someone tries to take off with my package. I mean, we never had a problem with porch pirates before, but still, I mean, I didn't want my stuff to get wet either.
Yeah.
So it was just like, okay, just throw on something real quick. And flats are, they just slip them right on, you're out the door. I didn't expect to be trudging through my neighbors' yards in mud and like puddles. And so yeah, by this time that I'm at this FedEx waiting outside in the rain, my feet were so cold and wet. And I hate when my feet are wet and they're not supposed to be. I cannot stand it. Like, at this point, my feet have been constantly wet for about 2 hours, probably. So I'm just, like, chilling out there. Literally, chilling. Chilling. Like, my feet were so cold and wet. They were starting to hurt. I think I was on the path to numbness with them at that point. It's like, at first it sucked. Then they were hurting. I was like, okay, next step, they're about to go numb. I'm about to not be able to feel my feet anymore. I'm going to have, like, frostbite. It's cool. It's fine. Whatever. So anyway, after more than 20 minutes out there, the girl finally comes out. She's like, oh, you're still here. I'm like...
Oh, you're still here? You said, wait, I'll go have a look. What the...
So she approaches me at the gate, and she begins to explain to me what's going on, and then she's like, oh, never mind, just come inside. I'm like, thank God. Like, I've already been waiting out here 20-something minutes, and you're just going to stand here outside and talk to me? Like, no, let me in. Wow. Like, just let me in. So she takes me inside, and she's like, okay, so I called the manager of the driver that has your package. He said he still has it, so we'll just... get it from him tonight, and we'll reroute it, and we'll ship it out to you at your new address on Monday. So we get inside, and she goes to her office, or she takes me to her office, and literally as we're walking into her office, her phone is ringing, and it's the driver of my truck, who's like, yeah, I still have the package, no one lives at that address anymore. And she's like, yeah, I know, the girl's here right now, and she said that it was her old address, and so you need to bring it back here. And so I'm like, is there any way at all possible that I could get this before Monday? Because this is like a Valentine's Day situation. So yeah. And she's like, yeah. So, he'll just drop it off today, and then you can come by tomorrow and pick it up anytime. We're open from 8 to 4. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, by the way, there is a second package in this shipment. Like, it was a 2-package shipment, and that other package is also set to go to that old address. So... if I give you my new address, can you intercept the package and have it transferred to my new address? She's like, yeah, sure. Takes my new address down, and then I think it's resolved. So I go to leave. And then I go into Hope Mills, which is close pretty much where I currently live, to go to a bakery to get some Valentine's treats. And then I come out of the bakery, get in the car, check my phone, and I have a text from a number that I don't recognize. And it says... the FedEx guy just left the package at the old house. And so I'm like, this is my neighbor. This is my old neighbor. Texting me like he said he would because he saw the FedEx driver. And mind you, I would like to put emphasis on this. I am in Hope Mills at this time. 30 minutes. Like, I'm pretty much at home again. Yeah. From my old house. And I'm like, oh my, for sake. Oh, no. Like... So I leave from the bakery, go back to my old house, and I get there, and it's the okay. I don't know why they split these shipments up, because package 2 was literally one item.
Wow.
It was just a bra. It was just a bra. I don't know why it couldn't have been put into the other shipment. Whatever. But this FedEx driver put it in like a plastic bag, like tied it in a plastic bag, and left it just on the front porch in the rain. And just left it at what's clearly an empty house. I'm like,
Sweet.
are you kidding me? Oh my god, I wish my tale ended there. So now I have package 2. Now I have package 2, okay? The one bra, the single bra that they still delivered to my old house, even though they said they would have it sent to my new house. So I'm going to go pick up package 1 tomorrow. That's cool, it's fine. But then I had to go to Walmart to pick up something that I ordered for Charles, and I was only able to pick it up from Walmart in Hope Mills. Which, if anyone listening to this has been to Walmart in Hope Mills, you will know that no one makes the conscious decision to go to Walmart in Hope Mills.
They're that bad.
That is not
No,
somewhere that you choose to go. That's not somewhere that you would willingly go. Of all the Walmarts, I think that it is
a lot of
second
people have
only
been
to
robbed at that
Skyboat.
Walmart.
That Walmart is... Okay, that Walmart is the epitome of Walmart, just in general. Like, you see like those websites like peopleofwalmart.com. All of that is at this Walmart. Like,
seriously?
it is so old. The only people that go there are people wearing their pajamas. Literally.
Oh,
like you would think you would think
I
that's
hate
kind of
that.
like a standard just in terms of Walmart. No. Like the newer Walmarts, you might see a couple people in their jammies. No. Hope Mills Walmart, all you are going to see is NASCAR t-shirts, mullets, and pajamas. I hate Hope Mills Walmart so much. Okay. And it was so crowded because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. It was so crowded. I was probably there for 2 hours. And when I don't know about you, Amber, but when I go to like Walmart on a crowded day, I get into like this panic mode, this super anxious mode. My brain like scrambles. I suddenly forget what I'm there for. And I'm just kind of like wandering down the aisles, just like guessing. And I actually end up impulse buying a lot of stuff because I genuinely cannot remember what I'm supposed to get. Because I'm so frantic. I just like want to get out of there. That was one of those.
That's why I do pick up from now on.
This is one of those days. Well, I had to go in to get this particular item. Like, I had no choice. This was one of those Walmart days, and I'm just like, for 2 hours too. And then we ordered Mikasita for dinner, and they screwed us on the cheese dip. You cannot have Mikasita without cheese dip. That is the essence of Mikasita. Okay, like, I'm like, go figure. After this entire day, obviously this was gonna happen. So, yeah, I had been like, I know I hadn't like said very much in the group chat today, and it was because all of this was going on, and then I didn't want to tell you guys the whole story because I'm like, I'm saving this for the podcast.
I'm not surprised, and I was sat here all day thinking I had a rough day.
No, today f***ing sucked. All this for some damn panties. Like,
oh, I mean, FedEx just sucks all around. I mean, yeah, but that, hell.
well, now that I got that out of my system, so Ryan's going to be presenting today. So what do you got for us, Ryan?
I'm good. I mean, can we just leave it as that?
That's the episode.
That's the episode. We're 20 minutes in, and to be fair, this is going to be over in 20 seconds.
That's what she said.
So yeah, my time today, as I gave my clue last week, it is another creature of sorts. I had never heard about this until I started doing my research. I was reaching out to people, going like, "Look, I know nothing about urban legends. I'd heard of them, but I never really knew what they were, what the concept was, what like Loch Ness Monster, for example. Blah, blah. I didn't know that was an urban legend. So I reached out to a few people. And I'm like, look, I need your help. One friend, I'm going to give a shout out to Sophie. She was fantastic. She sent me a load of just urban. She was like, this is my jam. Let me just send you all of the ones that I've heard of and the ones that would be best suited for like what the sort of thing you're looking for. So I was like, sweet. Went through it all. Corresponded as well with my mum, and she was like, right, this one for definite is what I've got to do. So it's called the Beast of Bodmin Moor, and I'm thankful I said that right, because for ages I was pronouncing Bodmin Moor in ways you would not think it could be pronounced. Trust me. So basically in British folklore, the Beast of Bodmin Moor is a phantom wild cat living in Cornwall. For those who don't know the geography of England, like I didn't just a few hours ago, Cornwall is literally right down on the southwest. As you're looking, it's like almost a little tail pins of it that's coming off the bottom. That's Cornwall down there. It became the centre of attention after sightings from 1978. So, not too far out. It started to come around when farmers were reporting that their livestock were just being brutally mutilated. They were just finding pieces of them just all over. Kind of like the photos Jess sent us of that, what was it, beaver of sorts or something, from your episode. So after that, that's when people were like, oh, we're just going to call it the Beast of Bodmin Moor. That's just how it started. People were just finding mutilated livestock, and they just started to call it the Beast of Bodmin Moor because some people had seen some sightings on some form of cat, but hadn't got like a clear visual of it. Over time, reports have been coming through, and there's been over 60 sightings of a form of Black Panther-like cat, supposedly supporting sharp, long razor teeth, between 3 to 5 feet long, and sporting white-yellow eyes. And it looks anywhere between cross of a domestic house cat and a panther. So, figured that one out. Basically just a cat sized up bigger, I guess. And I have got some photos.
It's a kitty, so I'm happy.
It's a kitty. I'm going to send some photos through in a bit. One of which you'll be like, okay, that's not too bad. But the other one you'll be like, really? Yeah, just wait. So after all these sightings were coming through and these reports, people were like, okay, we really need to start like looking into this because no one really knows what the hell it is. So in 1995, the year of me, the year I was graced bound to this planet, the government ordered that there was going to be an official investigation into it, basically, because there was just too much going on, too much panic and fear because no one knew what it was. And the final report concluded that there was no, I hope I said this right, verifiable evidence to support the big cat of Bodmin Moor, although it was also very carefully stated that there was no evidence against it either. So there was no breeding grounds, there was no skeletal remains, there was no hardcore proof that it did exist, but also there was enough evidence to substantially support that it could also still be legit. So shortly after this went live, this report went out, another investigation went through for 6 months after a boy found a skull by the river banks of River Foley. This investigation went for 6 months after this boy came forward with this skull. After the 6 months, the Natural History Museum boringly soon found it to be a skull of a leopard. That was it, which was imported to the country as part of a leopard skin rug. First of all, whoever the just had to import that. You. Yeah, that was all it was. Right. So after that, the hype obviously started to die down again, obviously, because it went really high and people were like going in to do documentaries, people were going down to specifically try and do sightings of it, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, some other people have been reported to be chased by this cat. Apparently they've described it as being, 3 to 5 feet long, muscles, like you can really see like its muscles in its back. Like you don't really see a horse galloping, like kind of the same around its entire body. Other people have spotted it off in the distance, blah, 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 blah. And some grainy photos and video footage do exist, but again, not enough to prove that it's real. So now there's two photos I have got, which I'll get onto in a bit. But the clearest ones that I could really find. The video footage I was going to show, but like with Amber's, again, the video footage that I had got has recently again been taken down. So thank you again, YouTube, for that one. That's great. YouTube's really screwing over our Urban Legends series.
Why does YouTube want to us so bad?
It really does. The thing was as well, I was going to show it for comedic context because in the video, I'll say it did look like a cat. It just looked like a general domestic cat. Like it was in this woman's backfield, and she was starting to run after it, and she got right up close to it, and it did just look like a cat, but it was very, very shaky, very blow, because she was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and I was sat here like, that's a cat. That is generally a cat. I turned around and my cat was sat behind me. I'm like, it could just well be you. So yeah. But yeah, once the controversy died down of this investigation of this leopard skull and whatever, some more sightings were still being reported. Up until 1998, video footage was released that clearly showed a black animal, probably a big cat, again around 3 to 5 feet long. The video described by the curator of New Quay Zoo and a wildcat expert as the best evidence yet that big cats do indeed roam Bodmin Moor in Cornwall, as part of yet another batch of information submitted to the government local MP Paul Tyler. So the fact that this curator come out and said that it is the best evidence yet was enough to start stirring it up again. So now, if you'd like to go to our group chat on Facebook, I'm going to send through the first photo that I have.
Okay.
Oh, kitty.
That's literally just a cat.
It's literally just a cat, isn't it? The thing that throws, but don't worry.
The
kitty.
The head looks small compared to the body.
Exactly. That was my first thought as well. Don't worry, viewers, this will go on the screen for you to look at as well. Don't worry. Yeah, the body looks way out of proportion, obviously, to its head.
It's elongated.
Yeah, to me, at first glance, for me, I thought that's a house cat's head photoshopped onto of a horse's body behind the grass. That was my first initial thought. But yeah, the more came out about it, people literally described that to be the cat. That's it, and apparently that is the best evidence that they have against this. The artist rendition, which I'll see if I can quickly find now. I didn't save the artist rendition. I want to see if I can real quick just to send it through, because that is more compatible.
If y'all
what you would think.
Don't leave that cat alone.
Sorry, it just doesn't look right.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Really, really doesn't. Okay. This is
the eyes don't look like a normal cat's eyes, though.
No. So that is what I've just said. That's the artist rendition of what people think it's meant to be.
Right.
Which is, which is what you would think it would be more to be like, being an urban legend and all that. You would think it'd be more towards that, but no. But when you compare the two side by side, it's like, really? That's what we've got.
I couldn't picture that first one tearing an animal apart. It doesn't look like it could do that.
No, it really doesn't. It just, you could go up and stroke it, take it home, like, oh, you'll be my little kitty. It just
the rendition. The rendition, yes, that looks like it'd.
That looks like it would tear your face off. Yes. So yeah, some more theories came out once this had come out. Once this photo came out as well, of what it would be. Perhaps it was a big cat that escaped from one of the nearby zoos, or a private collection that was imported in again, but wasn't reported because obviously it's illegal to have them in this country. It just is. Without proper paperwork, you can't have them, obviously, like with most places. But scientists did come out and reject said theory that they couldn't have escaped. It couldn't survive out in the UK wild for too long, because the numbers needed to sustain a breeding population. A wild cat is believed to. Oh no, I've skipped too far ahead. My bad. Yeah, it couldn't sustain a breeding population, as it'd be too large for the food supply. Some believe the animal in a species of a wild cat that is believed to have become extinct in Britain more than 100 years ago. That is all people can put it down to. Which doesn't explain the photo, even still. Like, come on. But some people come forward and say, no, it's got to be legit because we're hearing screaming, we're hearing growling and hissing, of like fighting and whatever. And I did see hear some audio footage as well from this video clip of a farmer like filming his sheep or something. It was really weird. And they like suppress the audio in the background. I'll see if I can get that in some way, but it wasn't easy to try and zip. It genuinely just sounded like two cats fighting. If you've ever heard two cats fighting, obviously it sounds as vicious as it is, but you could just put it down to that. Or like for me in the UK, just wild foxes having a go at each other. That's it. It just sounded too similar. However, the sightings still continue. Some of the locals as well. This got me, and I didn't go down to this hole because it's not the right series for it. But some people even have put it down to the paranormal. I don't know. I didn't go any further because it's like we're doing urban legends, not paranormal. So I just left it as that. I was like, if you want to think it's a paranormal phantom cat, then that's fine. That's absolutely fine. The beast has also been reported in many places, including St. Austell, Four Lanes, Hale, and Plymouth, which are just northeast of Cornwall. Okay, yeah, and this is one of the sightings that have come through from St. Austell. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. This next one,
what is that tail?
I
don't know. Yeah, that was the sighting.
Why is the tail that long?
I don't know. And what I don't get is as to why you don't see a tail in the first one compared to this was the second one. The tail is just as long as the body. I don't get it. To me, when I first saw this, it looks like if I had a child and he came home from school and had painted that or had drawn it, I'd put it on the fridge and I'd be very proud. This is what it looks like to me. It looks like the cat I would have drawn when I was at school, like in my, artwork. But no, this is a legitimate photograph that came out, and people were like, "This is the Beast of Bodmin Moor."
Like I've zoomed in, and it sort of looks more like a bull, a small bull, having a power.
Extremely explosive diarrhea. Yeah,
it actually, but the other end looks like it's coming out of the ground.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's so grainy you can't really tell, but its head.
But if you look at the head, and it's sort of got more of a bull-shaped head, and the torso, is.
With the way it's almost, it can be a look at two different ways. Now that you've said that, to me, if it was looking almost like at the waters, then yes, I can see the bull. But if you're also thinking in perspective that it could be looking towards whoever took the photo, then I can kind of see a form of cat's head. It all depends on the perspective of who's looking at it and how you're looking at it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the hind legs as well, and its rear end, it is very bull-like, very cow-like, or even a horse. I mean, because of how it's shaped.
The legs are too stumpy for a horse.
Oh yeah. But I meant like the muscles.
It looks more like a calf, a bull calf, a black bull calf.
Yeah.
With a really weird tail.
So yeah, so that was the
animal with a tail that just goes straight out.
Straight out, almost like it's propping it up. Like, I mean, I've never seen. I mean, I haven't seen a panther or leopard in person, but I know their tail's obviously really long, so it needs to balance out the body. But that just looks so out of proportion. It just
it doesn't look right.
Exactly. But they are the two main pieces of evidence to support sightings, at least, of this beast. It was also first claimed that Mary Chipperfield, a 1970s British circus entertainer, released 3 pumas into the wild following the closure of her zoo in Plymouth in 1978. Now that's when the sightings were first of mutilated wild stock first came through. Another claim was made in 2016 by Dartmouth Zoo about a pack of pumas released in the 1980s, which would explain the existence of big cats on the moor for the last 30 years. However, scientists have rejected the theory again, based on the grounds that the numbers needed to sustain breeding population of big cats would be too large for the food supply. I hate to bring it to an end that quickly, but that is literally it. I'll state my sources real quick. Cornwalls.co.uk, cornwalllive.com, and the website got me here. I wanted to save it for this moment. bodminjail.org. I just like how I got the jail in there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, I don't believe the Beast of Bodmin Moor is a real thing.
What's interesting? Oh, go ahead.
I do. I believe in all kitties.
No, I believe it. I believe it's a kitty cat of sorts, but I don't believe it is a mythical urban legend beast. The fact is as well, the UK has reported many times before of sightings of panthers in the wild. We have one literally, 5-6 miles down the road. Just recently, just a few years ago, one was reported on the main road going from one village to the next town. There is so many car crashes just on the road going up said way at night times, for example, because people are swerving out the road, trying to avoid this, what they're seeing, or seeing eyes in the shrubbery. There's loads of newspaper articles on it as well, but it's all later come out. It's actually been a panther, but people are like, oh no, that's the Beast of Bodmin Moor. It's like, we're in Leicester, miles away from Plymouth and Cornwall. No,
just come up for a visit.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm more down for the fact that the Beast of Bodmin Moor is just a form of panther or puma that's probably still somehow managed to survive this long. And the evidence as well that came forward with from the skull that was found, that it was a leopard skull imported in. Again, just based on all the evidence that's there, I'm generally just for a wild cat, not a mythical creature.
When I started doing research for urban legends in North Carolina, or like seeing what were the most prominent ones, it's kind of funny because there's a very similar one here.
Oh, really?
It was called the Vampire Beast of Bladenborough. And
wow.
it was literally almost an identical story, except this was like in it was the early 1900s, somewhere between the 20s and the 40s, I think, something like that. Maybe even, I don't know if it was 1800s. Anyway, it was way back when, and there were issues with people's livestock and their pets, and the biggest reason why I did not cover that urban legend was because this animal was slaughtering dogs a lot. A lot of dogs. Livestock, things like animals on people's farms. And there were reports from people who had seen it describing it as a large cat, like a mountain lion or something along those lines. It's like literally identical.
Yeah. I mean, I was also going to do people were also saying, "Oh, why don't you do Loch Ness Monster?" Which I was going to do until you came forward with Normie from Lake Norman, and I was like, if she's doing Normie, I don't want to do I don't want to do a lot. I don't want to do Nessie because it's too simple. But it'd be probably a good one too. Because didn't the Scots have something to do with going over to Lake Norman or something? So I could do that. But the fact that your title for your beast over there is way much better. What was it? Vampire what?
It's a Vampire Beast of Bladenborough, I think.
That title is something more badass.
But even the title is like.
I mean, yeah, Beast of Bodmin Moor. I mean, Bodmin Moor is the place, but even that
titles,
sounds brilliant.
The sightings, the description, how the animal behaves, it's like it's all the same.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got the big cats over here as well, apparently.
Yeah.
Had it here in Western Australia and over east.
Yeah.
Eastern states have also supposedly got big cats roaming around.
See, this is what just leads me to believe more that it is just a form of wild cat, because it's not unheard of that anywhere in the world has got one.
Well, say my brother-in-law used to work on a station out in a farm, basically out in the middle of nowhere, and they had a big issue with wild cats, stray cats, and whatnot.
Right.
So previously, domestic-owned cats either been abandoned or have run away. They get out in the bush, kill wildlife, and whatnot, and they'd actually get paid for killing them, and because they're destroying a native fauna and flora.
Yeah.
And he said some of the cats they've come across were quite large, like at least 2 foot sort of thing. For a domestic cat is huge.
Yeah, it is.
And so they can grow quite big, depending on how long they've been living off the land and what they've had to do to survive. Yeah. It's typical. Forgotten the word now. Yeah. Anyway.
You're right.
I don't expect in a couple of generations a little pussy cat to turn into something the size of a puma or a panther.
Yeah, no. and that's the other thing as well. That's the other thing as well. All like leads of people trying to go out and find it again led to a dead end. There was nothing found. Again, no skeletal remains. Just like with Bigfoot, nothing has really been apart from that one that was found to be a leopard skull that was imported in. The rest is just all led to a blank dead end. That's it. So yeah. No, but it was definitely interesting to read into for sure, because I knew nothing about it. So this research that I'm having to do for all my other ones it's great education for me. It's just a shame so far. The first one I've done, I was halfway through and I was like, yeah, I don't believe it.
What is with you, urban legend naysayers? Why are you going to present stuff that you don't feel is real? You have to put your heart and soul into it.
The one that...
It's not even necessarily that. Sometimes you start off believing it, and then the more that it goes on, it's
as you read, you're like, wait a second.
That's pretty much exactly what happened. Because I did want to. I did want to believe it, but just as I got further down with the evidence that came out, I was like, oh, it's just pointing more towards that. The other one that I do want to do this other one, but it's not. It's an urban legend, but it's /paranormal. So it's I don't really know whether to do it or not, because it is mainly paranormal. I'll look into it and see what it actually comes out more to be like. But this other one that I have looked into, I definitely would believe either way, because I believe in the paranormal. So...
Well, I mean, one of Amber's is like paranormal adjacent, so...
I'll do it then.
Yes. Do it.
Also, could we just address Jess's top?
You would, since you bought it.
I'm sorry, but it's just awesome.
I'll show our viewers. Cinnamon Toast Blunts. And also...
That's brilliant. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I can never wear this literally anywhere.
Wasn't the point.
And I panicked tonight because we stepped in here and I was like, oh my god, I've already worn this onesie on the show before. I can't wear this again.
I thought you'd wore the black one, not the one that you had on.
I'm pretty sure I've worn all my onesies on the show before.
I've lost track. You've popped the so many times. I've lost
Because
track.
y'all know I be wearing onesies. Like, there's no way I haven't cycled through all my onesies. I get so excited when I get a new one. I have to wear it for that show. I'm the onesie collector.
The onesie collector.
That can go on my t-shirt, my jarred t-shirt. So yeah, I'm like, oh my god, I can't wear this again. What should I wear? And I'm like, wait. You know what I haven't worn before?
So,
Anyway, thanks for that, Ryan.
you're welcome. I feel smug about it. I don't care. You're welcome. I think it's the best thing I've found. To a degree. Not the
You
best
know,
thing.
I don't know if those watching have noticed, but there is a small dog couch behind me.
With no dog.
With no dog. I brought it in here because Sadie has been in and out of here this whole time that we've been here. Well, before we started recording, like, she's been in and out a lot. So I'm like, oh, I'll just bring her little couch in here. She can hang out if she comes back in. She never came back in, as you guys can
Yes.
collect. Instead, she's in Charles' room, sleeping on one of the boys' little beds, which the boys are Chihuahuas. So it's like half her body is like on the floor and the other half is in the bed, and she's like passed out.
If she comfy,
like,
she
you-
comfy.
I'm like, you little shit. You f***er. Well, Dougie, are you
So-
ready for your episode?
I was just about to say, Dougie, you ready?
No, but I will be.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I believe in you,
I'm
Dougie.
not saying.
I'm intrigued because I've not heard a lot of urban legends to come out of Australia.
There's actually not many.
I know, I didn't think so.
A very select few.
Yeah.
What was that f***ing movie? Oh, God. God, there was this Australian movie. It was a scary movie. It was, I can't remember if it was based on true events or not.
Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah,
No.
that was it.
How was that a scary movie, Ryan?
It was.
I know the one you're talking about, Jess. I just can't think of it at the moment.
The name is
That's
like
great. It was a great movie.
Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek.
Mm.
Was that an urban? That was just
That's
true
not
events.
an-
That wasn't an urban legend.
Yeah, that's not an urban legend. Urban legend.
Oh, yeah.
Sound like me.
Shut up.
Okay.
No, we've got some interesting ones, but they're very limited. Like
I'm sorry, go on.
a lot of the one when I had a look at Australian urban legends, a lot of it is like, well, that I wouldn't really class that as an urban legend. It's just, like,
I'm definitely
one was,
intrigued.
I think it was. I might leave that. I might try to do that one. It was weird. I won't say anything about it then. But yeah, there was some stupid ones that's like,
Wow, Dougie just edged
it's
the
not
f-
an
out of us.
exciting thing to talk about.
He really did.
I was like that. We're looking through some of mine as well, like going through the list of some of the ones that the UK has. I'd be going through, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was an urban legend, and it's like, to be fair, I wouldn't even class it as it. But I guess with an urban legend, it's nor fact nor fiction because it's just majority of it. I guess it's kind of just substantial and the person's opinion on it, really. But yeah. Sorry, Jess. I realised obviously that we're just bullshitting our way through urban legends, isn't you?
Yeah, I've already started on my content for season 5, and you guys are like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing next week.
Season 5. Do we even know what we don't even know what we're doing for season 5.
We took a vote.
Oh, of course. Duh.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I've already started working on mine. So, step it up. Step it up.
Yes, boss.
Nah.
The attitude difference then between us.
Is Amber okay? She's just like sitting there and smiling.
I don't know, the video's been in and out.
No, I'm okay.
Oh, God. For a second, I thought her audio was gone, but it's just really delayed.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we have issues still.
It's not a Jarred episode without some type of complication.
Jarred!
Great shit.
It's okay. It's okay. Ryan will edit it. It'll be fine.
Yes, Ryan will fix it. Hasn't said nobody ever.
It's okay. It's okay. Only another year, and then we'll all be in the studio together.
It can't come soon enough like that.
Gotta put it out into the universe. Manifest it.
Manifesting.
Manifestation works.
I'd like to even know what it is, but okay. I'm an idiot. Don't give me that look. I'm an idiot. Okay.
We gotta go. Bye.
See you
Bye.
next
watching.
week.
We're leaving. Bye.